Mark, you guys have made a habit of getting back to neutral. Would you notice just about the group as you guys got back together today and kind of the clarity that you all had moving into tomorrow?
Yeah, they were great today. They always are. Um, we do a great job of that day to day, not overreacting to the emotion of the outcome. Certainly want to react to what we can learn from it, but um, they were in good spirits and were like they always are.
Mark, without explicitly saying so, Case and AC were just up here talking about the effort and the way yesterday's game unraveled, and they almost made it sound like an anomaly. Is that sort of the belief around the team right now?
Um, no, I wouldn't say that. I think it's every game's different, and Minnesota outplayed us thoroughly last night in every area of the game, and deserved to win clearly, and that's why they won in the fashion that they did. But we're not going to label it anything. We need to learn from it, and then move into game four and work to be a better team in that game. But we're not trying to label it one thing or another. We're just trying to take the lessons from it and apply them forward.
Coach, I know you always reference that there's no carryover from one game to the next, but is there any natural human emotion that when you get beat the way you did last night, that there is a hit to the ego that could motivate or provide some sort of help?
I don't know. I think the series provide different challenges for your team. I think the Denver series is a good example of that. We navigated that series. There were a lot of ups and downs. There were a lot of different challenges. There were a lot of different things we had to overcome. We were taken to the limit in a lot of ways, and we were a better team at the end of that series as a result of those challenges. And that's our challenge now. That's not a guarantee. But our challenge now is to, taste our blood a little bit from last night's game, take the relevant lessons from that, but then let it go and move into game four, and be the best team we could be and throw our best punch in game four.
Like a vampire reference.
No, I mean, it's competition. You're going to taste your own blood sometimes, and it's not even the worst thing for you. And we've had a great year. We haven't had a lot of games like that, but the team's always done a great job of responding to the emotion of any game, including wins. So that's our challenge right now. But again, it's not guaranteed. We have to go make that happen if we want it to happen.
Post getting kind of piggybacking off the Denver series. I mean, you guys faced a really important game four, a really important game five. You guys passed, those tests. So what can we take from, actually being down in the fourth quarter of both of those games, coming back, winning both of those games, and kind of apply it to what you guys are facing in game four?
Yeah, these series, they make you more confident, when you clear your hurdles, and they build your mettle when you struggle or when you face adversity. And as long as you're viewing those experiences as opportunities to forge forward, they can be positive experiences for you. You can use any experience, good or bad, to create momentum. And we've tried to do that. We've tried to make a habit of that over time, to the point where hopefully it's a habit, a psychological habit that we have now. But you're only as good as you are in the next moment, and so none of that stuff counts towards the moment we're in right now. We have to go do it. We have to go play better and compete harder and do all the things that are going to be required of us to win game four.
Mark, I know you switched it up to start the second half yesterday, and I know you're confident in the body of work that iHeart and Chet have together, but is that something you're maybe revisiting looking ahead to game four in terms of starting though?
I mean, I always, at the end of the day, we keep everything fluid for a reason, so that it's not these like seismic events when we change a lineup at any point in time. We change the starting lineup during the season. We change the starting lineup coming out of halftime. We change the rotation almost nightly in the regular season and in the playoffs. And we try to normalize that for situations where we think we could be opportunistic. And if we think there's an opportunity in any part of the rotation to give ourselves a better chance to win in a playoff game, we're going to do it. So, I would just say that's in the water at this point. It's not like it's nothing new, I don't think, for our guys, especially.
Coach, in the Denver series, you were able to give Nicole Elbers some different looks. You had Alex go in there. Do you have just as many options with Anthony Edwards once he gets aggressive?
I mean, last night was obviously his best game. He was great last night. He played with great tempo and force, and The shot making was impressive, and he was excellent. So we did a great job on him in game one. Did a pretty good job on him in game two. I thought he had 32, but he worked hard for them. He did it on 26 shots. Had to exert a lot of energy to get it. A lot of those were, on our terms, at least the way we see them. Last night was the opposite. Last night was certainly on his terms, and he deserves credit for that. I think the lesson from the Denver series is, as good as a job as we did on Jokic, at times he had 2 40-point games. It's like when you play these really good players, you're not just like holding them down the entire time. And so you have to make decisions of whether to stick with things and do them better or whether to adjust. And we'll have both ready for every player and every team, including Edwards in Minnesota. How we deploy that and when, we'll see. But these are great players. You're not like keeping them down the whole time. We got to get a little bit more on track with him the way we were in the first 2 games.
None of these 3 games have been close down the stretch. Does that 3 games into the series, are you still kind of in the feeling out stages as far as, liking those maybe crunch time minutes against each other?
I mean, it's just how things unfolded. It's just another example of how all these series are different. All the games are different. The Denver series was really, really tight in a lot of those games. This series has opened up a little bit more. But that's in no way predictive of game 4. Game 4 is completely unwritten, and will have its own life. And, we just want to try to be the better team in that game.
Anybody else? Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yep.